Copyright 2017 Win Your Brand. All rights reserved. This video is subject to copyright owned by Win Your Brand. Any reproduction or republication of all or part of this video is expressly prohibited, unless Win Your Brand has explicitly granted its prior written consent. All other rights reserved.
Let's start. So welcome today. Today I want to start first with a concept or a question. What are the streams of income we can make out of what we do? It doesn't matter you sell service or you sell product, but what are the possible stream of cash can come to me, and from this point we can move forward. So we can spend like 1 hour describing how you can make money. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Is a good start? Yeah. Okay. So if I look at the money, so what is the first or what is the obvious source of making money? That how we can make money? By selling your services, right? So one of the stream of cash we will get is through the program or the service we provide. Okay? What type of service do we have? Or what kind of programs do we have? Sorry?
The one we are exploring.
Yeah, like can you give me nature what the program look like? So the program can be one-on-one, or basically it's not one-on-one, it's a hourly consultation, that's right? So this will be an hourly consultations. It can be online. That's right. It can be a workshop. It can be whatever. Like, you must wrap your head. Mastermind, if somebody just running a special interest group or a mastermind group, you should be able to wrap your mind that I do have a program. Does this make sense? So when we decide on what program we provide, this might be one source of income. What are the other sources of income we can bring, or streams of income? So books is another one. So we can sell books as alternative stream of income. That's right. Or not alternative, as a second. Like, the question here is, how much can we sell a book at? And how often can we sell a book for? Sorry, how much can we sell a book for? And how often can we sell a book at? Okay. Does this make sense? Can somebody give us another idea of another stream?
One to many.
Will be like what?
It could be like a webinar.
So we can have.
It could be a seminar.
We can have a webinar.
A sales call.
Okay, or a seminar / workshop.
Let's say, what's the difference between a workshop and a seminar?
What's the difference between a workshop and a seminar? Seminar is a seminar. A workshop is a workshop.
A seminar is more of a teaching. It's really more of the person at the front of the room sharing with some participation. There might be asking questions, but a workshop can be a longer period. It can be a day, 2 days, 3 days, with a lot of exercises and interactions and breakout groups, and where the group is working more as opposed to being taught.
So this is one definition.
Okay.
One definition is seminar is more like a lecturing approach, and workshop is more like the lab kind of, or the tutorial, what you had in your school. Remember, you had a classroom and then tutorial or a lab, or is more interactions, can be a workshop. However, tomorrow I'm going to a workshop which is less than 2 hours. So these definitions of seminars over workshops are not clear and are not concrete definitions. Sometimes they are said like a workshop would be like 2 hours to attract people. Sometimes they say it's like exactly what we said, more interaction. What I understand is, or what is the language we want to understand it. A seminar is just up to 2 hours or half a day maximum. And usually you should sell the workshop at the end of the seminar. The workshop is a multi-day event which must be 3 or more touch points or 3 or more days. It cannot be 2. Because when you sell your program through it, there are a logic for it, and we can talk about this in a few seconds. Okay? What about webinars? What's the difference between a webinar and seminar?
Location.
Location is one, and what else?
Online.
It's online. And the interaction. What else? Because we got always a question. I have a seminar, can I do a webinar? Do you understand the difference between a seminar and a webinar? I make it simple for you. I say seminar, when you put it online, is a webinar, but it's not that simple. Because in a seminar, I can read faces. That's right. I can see audience. In webinar, do I have this luxury? Not necessary. If in automated webinars, I may not be even at my computer. You can run it on, you can just record the video and do it. That's right. How webinar can be a stream of income? Because I can sell my webinar for $9, for $10. There are actually individuals who will buy $39 or $37 ticket to attend a 3 days online workshop where multi-speakers will come. Okay? Will I get money from webinar? I don't know, but I'm saying this is a potential source that you can collect fees, right? Similarly for my seminar. My seminar, can I charge a $10 for my seminar? Yes, we've seen people charge like $10, $20 for a seminar, that's right? What about my workshop? You can charge and you cannot charge. So all of this discussion about will I charge or not charging, it's a question which we will discuss later when we go in a higher depths in these areas. Does this make sense? Does it make sense to you? What else?
What doesn't make sense? Why the books up at the top?
There is a reason for the whole wheel to be in this way. Okay, that's why
It's a wheel.
at the end of the day, you will see not 12 streams of income as my book said. This will be more like 16 stream of income, but 16 is not sexy enough to sell. So that's why I don't want to say 16 or 18, because basically you can separate seminar from workshops and just do it once. But I want to keep them to 12. You know, I don't know why. What other sources of income you can do? Retreat. So I will still pull retreats here under workshops. Okay. And why I will do retreats under workshops? Because if my program is workshops, I will not have workshops here. So these are areas where what I promote. This program. Okay? But this will be a little bit ahead later in the day. What other sources of income you can make? Selling products is part of your programs, right?
So there's 12.
There's at least 12 will come. 12 arrows will come. We have 4. There is 8.
We're stuck on 3.
You know.
Franchise.
So franchise is one will come here, where I can franchise my program. So if you look at the $ we have in our program description, we say you start with your authority. The second point will be your program. The last end is you put your franchise out. So can you give an example of franchising? Landmark is a franchise program. Peak Potential is a franchise program. Emotion intelligence is a franchise program. Heart math is a franchise program.
Like
Psyche is a franchise program. So you can build a training system. You can build a training and expert system. Even action coach, it's a franchise program. You can put all blueprint, and without even providing the program, you can get somebody to expand and take it away from you. Not take it away, take it on your behalf to deliver it. And this is an area we always stuck in it. Because people say, oh no, I want to get my program first to work. You know what? You can develop a program which can maybe suitable for people in Africa, and you don't want to travel to Africa at all. So you can find somebody in Africa to deliver it. Is there something wrong with that? Have you heard about somebody doing something similar in South America? However, when we try to look at what we can do, we will try to focus on what our brain drive us to do, not what are the potential around this area. So do you agree franchising is one of the potential? What else? So I can help you with one. You can have a mindset groups or mastermind groups.
we haven't read your book, that's why we don't know.
No, it's not. You don't need to read my book. The book is not out yet, but you don't need. If you came on an interview with me, you'll have some insights. So anyway, so what other sources you can have for income? This is here. You have a product or a service you want to sell, and then. So there are some people actually provide hard equipment like camera systems or thermal cameras or special imaging system, and they will sell you books how these systems work. That's right. So they have their own Canon camera, but you can go buy a book for how to use it for $20, for $50. So substituting a service with a book or pushing a service with a book. Even Microsoft early on, they used to have books for how to use like Microsoft Word Unleashed. And you'll be surprised that the Microsoft Word will be just, the brand new one will be just launched today. And you go to Barnes & Nobles or you go to Chapters or Indigo, and you see on the shelves, people are writing, explaining it, how to use Microsoft Word, which the product was just launched today or yesterday. And the book is like, if you remember these books, they're like 500, 600 pages. They are very thick books, and they're called Unleashed. So they have Visual C++ Unleashed, Microsoft Studio Unleashed, Microsoft Office Unleashed. Do you remember this? So what this indicates is, do you agree Microsoft is a one successful company? One hell of successful companies, right? So they got people to have a pre-access to these programs at a full capacity with the promise of doing what? Delivering books. What the book will do? Will sell this program. Will support these programs, right?
I think we're expensive books like $50, $100.
Yes. Even for QuickBooks, like do you know QuickBooks? Do you know QuickBooks? Even for QuickBooks, you can go around and find books which can be written on QuickBooks, which is funny. Like you have a book on QuickBooks. Anyway, what other sources you can have? What other streams can you think of?
Speaking.
So speaking, I will call it as a keynote speaker. Okay. Why I call it keynote speaking? Because you are paid for a speaking, okay? So whenever you are paid, it doesn't matter if you are paid and at the same time you'll be able to sell your product from the stage. If you are paid cash upfront, it will be a keynote definition. If you are going and you bury all the cost to go to present and you are allowed to sell your product, we call it what? Seminars. It's very important to understand these terminologies, because when we talk among us as a group, we don't tell people outside us around our terminology, but inside our group, when somebody will say seminar, it means what? You will be giving 20 minutes to 2 hours or half a day, whatever, at the end you try to sell your second level of engagement. But a keynote, most likely you will be paid. So if somebody will ask you to address the group, like some of us will go to events like the event we had on Wednesday, and we will be giving a free table in exchange of coming on the stage for 20 minutes. So if this will happen, it means I'm giving what? A keynote, because what I'm doing here, I'm getting a little bit of in-kind, which is an access to the people. Sometimes I go to IEEE conferences, and they will give me a free ticket, just a free ticket and the free registration and the accommodations. This will be what? A keynote definition, in our definition, in our okay.
Thank you.
So this is what we do in our definition. What other sources of income you can make from your expertise?
Affiliate commission?
Affiliate commissions as part of the franchise, because I have the knowledge and I want to push it out. I'm not here discussing the model where I can go and promote somebody else's product. So this is my program, this is my expertise, this is my product, this is whatever I'm selling as a one-on-one coaching, as a live coaching, as a workshops, as a training program for 6 months, for 12 months, for a year, for whatever, as a service of maybe bookkeeping and the accounting, as engagement. This is the engagement service which I'm providing. So selling somebody, I don't want to discuss it right now. I just want to focus on what can we do if we are the one who supplies this product.
Joint venture?
Part of franchising.
Okay.
What kind do you need help?
Just a hint.
Just a hint. Okay.
Whatever, yeah.
So can we look at the top of the screen? You'll see the word BOOKS. What kind of versions you can have from these books?
Oh,
So you can have an ebook,
that is tricky.
because some people will sell an ebook. Don't challenge the question, which is, what's the difference between an ebook and the Kindle book? You know Kindle?
Yeah.
So what's the difference between an ebook and the Kindle book
And Kobo.
and the Kobo book?
So Kindle is touchscreen and can be only one in the Kindle device.
Like delivery? Is that what this is?
So we traditionally in the market they call ebooks as PDF files. If you have a PDF file, you give it up, it's an ebook. But if you have a format called EPUB, and EPUB is for Kindle and other devices, they don't call it ebook. Oh yeah, this is traditionally. In this taxonomy, ebook means what? Electronic format of whatever creativity you have.
Electronic delivery without paper.
Without paper, that's it.
That's the way I look at it.
Okay? So in this taxonomy, and this is very important to clarify the taxonomy we talk about. You know what the word taxonomy means?
No.
Taxonomy.
You make it up.
No. No, I was
just checking.
I was on so many committees on taxonomy, and taxonomy means definitions. If you want to define something, you want to define. So producing electronic format of my books will be what? Can produce some money. As a matter of fact, if you sell on Kindle, you can sell between 99 cents to $6 or $9 or $10 maximum. I don't know why, but these are the ranges of Kindle. Yeah. Okay. What are the other sources of revenue you can make? Which is here. How easy to produce an audiobook? In what sense?
I think there's probably software.
Okay. So an audiobook, there is ranges of, do you accept called quality of delivery? The very low level of quality is I will have the text and I will go to text to speech programs and I will put every chapter on site there, and I can pick up one of the voices. Like they have like female voices, male voices, American, Indian, or they have like 18 different vocals. They have like 6 or 7 different speeds. I will produce the MP3 file, and if I buy just a subscription to be a pro level, it may cost me maybe like $50 a year. Okay. However, you can actually do it for free, but the voice will be shocking. So this is one level where it's like $0 to $50 to produce. Then what I will do, I will take this book or this audio file, MP3 files as chapters. I will put them on an Amazon platform for audiobooks. Amazon will give it a price and will sell it on my behalf. The highest growing market right now in publishing, because there's only 92,000 books, I believe, right now in the market. And what is the main driver for this kind of formats? The drivers is, which is what I was talking to someone from the writer committee yesterday night. Historically, people will read what? Will read books. Where you will read these books? Around the fireplace, when we had electricity under the lamp, and people will work hard in the field and come back home and do what? Rest and read books. And now, in nowadays, our lifestyle is different. We try to push people from their comfort zone to go to be active, to go to the gym, to drive around. Like how many here will drive at least 2.5 hours on an average day? That's right. So because of our style of life have been changed a little bit, there are statistics showed a decline of 6% a year since 2010 till today in writing books. Although having a real book will give you amazing credibility compared to have just material or stuff. So these books are very interesting business. So because of this shift in our behavior, we spend more time right now on our social media. We spend more time on Google. You need to be found on Google. You need to be found and attractive to people who are using this platform. It's mandatory now to have what? A controlled version, because Google will take your hard book and will scan it and will detect the text before. But if you give them an easy version, what will happen? They will love you more, that's right? Conceptually, that's right? Do you agree on that? So to match this lifestyle, audiobooks has its own space now. And with audiobooks, there are also something called podcasts. There are also some other material which you can present. So the lowest investment in an audiobook is what? $0. The voice will be acceptable. That's right. On the other extreme, you can build a $10,000 book, audiobook, by having a production team to give you some music at the very beginning, to give you, like, you know, when I heard the horses coming, you see the train was coming and doing so there are studios right now who are selling audiobook production, which exactly like what we had as shows on the radio. Like you listen to shows on the radio, right? You heard like there was like movies on the radio, and there was like serials on the radio and different shows, and they have all of this audio effect and sound effects, that's right? Before TV, there was no other than radio. So there are right now studios, they cannot find operation or money from radio anymore, so they do this kind of production. And it's always your choice where you want to be. Okay? However, in the spectrum I explained, you have no excuse to say, I have no money, because there is a way to make a little money if you elect to. Does it make sense? So with audiobooks, I can also add here podcast. So podcast is do anybody pay money for podcast? Does anyone pay you money for podcast?
It's an iTunes, isn't it?
It's an iTunes and it's for free, that's right? Or it's a Google Play and it's for free. So for podcast, we are aware of two main platforms. I'm not sure why Amazon doesn't have one yet. or maybe I'm not aware of the Amazon platform. But however, there is a iTunes podcast, and there is an Google Play podcast, and both of them are free to download. So how can I make income from a podcast? By looking to sponsors. If you have sponsors coming to you, if you have enough crowd, and you will talk, for example, on nutrition. Okay, if your podcast is nutrition based, weight loss, you may find some of these nutrition supplement companies will be interested to sponsor your event. As a matter of fact, ATB in Alberta, they will sponsor any podcast for $25 an episode, paid every quarter. But they have some restriction which may not work for us. Okay, there are people who are like doing they talk about animal well-being and how to have more rights for animals as an animal advocate, and Canine will be sponsoring them. You know, Canine provide lots of food and
Royal Canin?
yeah, Royal Canin. They will provide support for them. So, podcast, it can be one source of income. Will I do that? I don't know. We are not here to judge it, right? We are here just to learn the rules and then pick up from which one of these we want to do first, then second, then third, then maybe I want to do some, or I know I can do it, but I elect not to do it. Do you agree? Does it make sense? What are the other sources of income you can have based on your expertise?
Well, we haven't said anything about videos. That in there somewhere?
I can put, okay, video is tricky, okay? Because if you want to provide your system online, it will include what? Videos. If you want to build a video channel for free or for advertising on YouTube, you can have it. That's right. So, and if you want to deliver your webinar, what you will create for a webinar? Videos. So, videos are very tricky in what kind of, like, it does exist. And the way to make money out of video will be similar to podcast. You may have a sponsor, or you may want to use the advertiser as, like on one of my clients, one of my customers actually in the Middle East, he cracked the 1 million viewer for his TV show. It's a complete animation. They produce one episode every week for like 20 minutes only. It's a very political. It's they call it comic or politics and comedy, or like political comics. So he criticizes stuff. They got arrested a few times, but this show has been going now for 2.5 years. So he makes a little bit of money, but his particular show drives what for him? Drives advertiser who wants to do advertising using cartoon and video and animation. So his whole channel here running, getting a little bit of cash, but this is not his target. His target is to keep his service as his team. He has a team of 7 individuals, and they do have like 6 animation production stations, which is about $500,000 a piece. And all what they do is they do advertising. So any agency in the Middle East wants to do advertising using animation driven, they know of them because these people run this particular TV show. There are also a couple of individuals I did know, which was very interesting, because they were a podcaster and they were a YouTuber, and they end up being a real TV show host. So when they have their YouTuber channel, like as a YouTuber, you have your YouTube channel, they produce like 3 to 6 or 8 months worth of productions. There are some companies would like to see the quality. So these people will not have any education. They just basically have the shows. And when they send their shows in front of some producers, and they have a room here, and they know that this show will attract so many viewers, they will bring them to the TV show. So around 2010, till 2015, this was a major business in the Middle East. In all of these countries, there are so many TV hosts right now started here as a YouTube. They call them YouTubers, right? Does this address the question of video?
Mm-hmm.
So, what about if I am shy and I don't want to have video? It's the same story. If you have here, somebody can verbalize, or somebody can take your text, make it a speech. What you can have here? A PowerPoint presentation with similar voice, which is running on your behalf. So when we talk about video or animation, later on you will find yourself doing it, and actually we'll have hard time trying to pull you out of it, because if you have the bug, there is no treatment for it. You know? Yeah, if you have the bug of being on the stage in seminars, you will feel bad not being on stage. It's a bug. It comes to you. And it's a bug which becomes a chronic disease. It will become in you chronically. However, the barrier for some of us is difficult, and I understand that. And that's why I'm coming back and saying, this is our possible streams. I do many of them for $0 because I'm running something different with. But you have to understand, this is the possible streams. What else can you do? Yeah, we are down now to 3 more arrows.
Would there be something that has to do with your website?
Your website is a tool.
Okay.
It's not even like your website will be a possible delivery for a webinar, or a combination of your website and membership. Your website may be a possible delivery for an online program as a website, or it can be like some other platform, because there are a ready-made platform can do it, or you can do it native on your website. Your mobile app is not even here, because I can't sell advertising on mobile applications. So if I want to talk about mobile application, I can add it here. Mobile application, where I can run some advertising in it, but my mobile application will be downloaded for a little bit of money or for free. That's right. I should actually change the name of the book now. It's not 12 anymore.
Trade show.
Trade shows is part of the workshop and retreat. Don't get overwhelmed. These all activities you can do. Okay, and then somebody will say, I will go to the trade show and I will have a site room for a 1-hour presentation, like in Body, Mind, and Soul events. So if you have a booth in the trade show, you have access to the theater as well. You give like one session every day for like half an hour, 1 hour. Yeah, trade show combination with any of this is still one. So it can be potentially one source of income. But what are the others? Can somebody give us more?
You just can put it with the other groups anyhow.
There is one important one which we always forget. You can build a certification. So you can take your program and you can build a certifications out of it. So you certify people at this level, and some of these programs will come like that, like PsychCare, for example. You have a entry level, and then what you do next? You have the advanced level and the third level. So what you do at this stage, we call it upselling the certified. This certified, when you upsell them, they will become a franchisee.
Aren't those two together though? Upselling, certified, and certification?
Certification is a program, and the plan to upsell them is a complete different activity.
That's a program or service.
It can be part of your program and service. But I would like to make them out because we usually forget. Like I can point to somebody around the table and say, when is the earliest customer you had in the speaking transformational career service you provide? Yeah, the very first one. When did he pay you money for their transformation? No, but when is the first money you got for your program? Yeah. 2015. do you sell them something this year? These people. Do you see, Mike? So in 2015, he had somebody who paid him to receive his program.
Right.
He did not upsell him for 3 years. The following question will be, and we don't want to pick on him all the time because he's our favorite.
Yeah, but did they buy the certification in 2015? Or
If
did they just buy the program?
if he had the certification in 2015, he will be able to have an entry to sell them.
So basically, they bought a program in 2015.
Yes.
I did not have a real program. That's the point. This upselling is just something that I'm putting together now. With the sales funnel and the upselling. I never really understood the power of upselling and all that. So I never really had a program.
Now, the other question for you, the other example for you is: did you see my what to call it? The winning card we have. Like we have a pack of 20 of winning cards. We give out like 60 motivational winning quote. You can read them every day. These are example of upselling. Whoever comes to our workshops. If you have t-shirts, if you want to sell t-shirts, we go to so many of the, in particular is the women cancer events, all events which has a cause behind it. They will have the mugs for like $5-10. They have the shirts for like $10-20. It's not expensive, okay? It's just, however, this is the technique for upselling. So how many around the table will believe that if they put their logo, or when you go and talk about a specific things, like let's pick up a sport performance things. If you have a sport performance things, do you have some few shirts and some few note bags and tote bags and whatever? Usually people don't do that. If you go to fitness clubs, they will sell you a few things. And what they will do, they will tell you, you know what, you come to us and pay us $200 or $50 a month or whatever number of months, and you will sign up for 12 months. And by the way, we are giving you this bag, we are giving you this towel, we are giving you this vest, we are giving you this hat, and all of them have which name?
Company name.
The company name. And they tell you, you go to this, you walk by, you see this very nice glass showcase, which has these items, that's right? With what? With prices. That's right. That's right. You see this showcase with prices? So what they will do? The bags they give it to you may not cost them $3 to imprint, that's right? But they put on it $50. So now you know that you are getting something at MRSPs of what? Of $50. And when you go inside, you see everybody has the same bag. And whoever did not sign up will feel shy, and will feel shame, not shy. If you keep going there on the lower entry, which is not a commitment for 12 months, so you didn't have the bag or you didn't have the rest, is this true? What I'm saying does it have truth to it? 80%, like when you say is it true, means does 80% of the people will do it or not? That's right. So when you talk about upselling certified or upselling your current people, you may make money. To give you an example, how much money you can make here. We do know that McDonald's, for example, if they sell you a sandwich, they will make about 12 cents per profit after everything. But if they sell you a burger sandwich plus a fries and a Coke, they will make 1.67. They make $1.67. So when they take you, and these statistics used to be when the sandwich like $2 or $3. So, for example, when they take you from a $3 to $5, they made 1.67. But if you want to go and buy the $3 offer, which is only the sandwich, they make only 12 cents. In Europe, they sell the ketchup. So they tell you, we have one bag of ketchup. Do you like more ketchup? You said yes. It's a 50 cents euro. In Europe, it's not like here. In Canada, North America, they give you all the ketchup for free because ketchup does not cost them much. But in Europe, for unknown reasons, they sell a 50 cents euro. So you go and buy a meal for like 10 euros, and then say, oh, you have only one ketchup. Okay, I like to have, because we came from North America, we like to have so much ketchup in our, extra ketchup on our burger and extra. So if you understand the food industry models, they make more money on upselling. Their actual target of the business is you do what? They upsell you. If you go, do you want to pick up another example? Do you get it, or you want to pick up another example?
Well, tell us the next example.
How many of you here will go eat at Red Lobster? How many will go to Chili's? How many will go to any restaurant? Yeah. Why they have the dessert menu outside the main menu? So you will go sit and order a meal. And at the end, what they will do? Is anybody ready for a coffee or a dessert? That's right. Because they make more money on $6. Because if you go to any of the other restaurants, they'll give you exact numbers. We know how much money will make extra. Again, is the main course. So they get you for unlimited shrimp, and you will set for like $25 or $24 or $23, whatever $20+ is, and you'll have unlimited shrimps. And they do know the course. They do know how many shrimps people can eat. And if you keep ordering, you will notice that the plates will start to get smaller. So if you are in your 7th or 8th refill, you will start to see a very small side dishes coming. Okay? Because now you are coming into close to break even to the restaurant. Then at the end, they will ask you for, anybody here like a dessert? Or they will start, or the professional one will start to describe this new awesome dessert, which is, they have it since they opening, okay? It's not a brand new, okay? We had this dessert for a long time. But on a $6 dessert, they will make usually $5.50. So, or $5. So they make like 90-80% only on upselling you. On the coffee, it's 100% profit. Because they have to mix a pot of coffee, and if nobody will drink it, what they will do with it? So if they come and say, "Oh, do you like to finish with a coffee?" He said yes. Your yes is usually between 2 and 35 cents to $5 based on where you are, and this is a complete profit. So they don't mind give you unlimited shrimp, because the statistics demonstrate whoever will come for unlimited shrimp, they will usually eat something else. Okay, do you understand this example? There are so many events we go to, and it's entry for free. Just come, and when you will go there, you will see so many books for $20, so many shirts, so many interesting things. And me and many of my close network will buy these things, and what will happen then? We just keep them in the car, and after 6 months, when we try to clean our trunk, what we'll find? We'll find this bag. We put it in the garage. 3 years later, when you try to clean up your garage, what you'll do? You will donate it to somebody, or you throw it to the garbage, right? How many of you here bought something and did not use it from an event? So why did you buy it? Because you went there and emotionally you said, "Oh, you know what? These guys did a wonderful job. They deserve something." I do it all the time. When I do my workshops in hotels, we get people for free. And you have our giveaways, our like $30, $20, whatever. Anybody came in and sees a value, but they don't want to sign up. When they walk out, they pick up 1 or 2 things. And it happened to me 13 months or 14 months ago. I was in a venue outside Canada, and I didn't have my material with me. So I made a few calls to my friends who came in from Lafayette to New Orleans. I said, "Did you remember these pieces you got from me? Would you mind did you use it?" They said, "No." I said, "Would you mind giving it to me back? I just needed to use it in the showroom." And I collected like 12 or 13 unopened, untouched piece of good, which I'm selling it for $20. I put them there, and I sold them. And then these friends, later on, I sent them another shipment. Like when I got my order, I just sent it them. So at the end of the day, it's a source of revenue. How many of you, and this is maybe here when it comes to what you described to me about, what about promoting somebody else's business? So if you say, "Okay, you know what, I'm doing for you maybe a heart mass kind of alignment or a breathing techniques," Oh, you don't sleep well. You know what? What about I give you a meditation, a positive transformation meditation for like $5? So, and you don't have the meditation. Somebody else will give you the meditation, and these people will buy the $5. You can make some money in it. So, this is an area where you can have the affiliate program working, because these people trusted you as being certified. Does it make sense? Landmark is another example, because in Landmark you have 7 levels. The first 3 levels, they have no value of being certified, but they usually give you a certification. You pass level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4. For us, for each course, you're supposed to have a certification. Plus you pass this course, you pass this course, you pass this course. Okay? And then you can upsell them. Any questions? So there is one more arrow is missing, which will be here. So this arrow will be what? No. Blogs, you can add them here in this area. Do you need a hint?
Yes.
Who are you upselling here?
Certified.
And then you have franchise. Franchise will produce what?
Well,
Franchisees. That's right.
consultant, management, consultant,
Like, so who you'll upsell here?
upselling, franchises.
The franchisees. So you should, if you want to go on program, so when you have programs and you franchise it and you train people to deliver it, you can actually upsell them by bringing them back for refreshment, by bringing them for update, by selling them the manual. That's right. Does it make sense? Remember, I will caution you, don't get overwhelmed. You will not be able to do more than 3 or 4 of these. But this is the map. If someone will come and say, I'm a speaker and coach and don't make money, you know what? It doesn't matter. You didn't make money here. You know where is all the money, all the profit? Where is all the profit? It's actually here and here in the upselling. Why is the profit in the upselling? Because McDonald's is doing it in the upselling, guys. And McDonald's is not a small company, okay? So there are so many, even car industry. How many of you here bought a vehicle? A brand new vehicle from the dealership. And how much is a vehicle with no options? And when they start to have the underlayer spray for whatever, you know, like this this spray, when you first go to any water on it, it will go away. You know this? You know that when they polish your car with this particular polish with the first rain, what will happen? The polish will go away. That's right. So the successful industries are upselling, and they make their money where? And they pay their commission where? In the upselling. It's not on the main product. So can you step back and say, okay, what I'm upselling? I can build communities for free as long as I'm able to upsell them at a higher profit. And this is what we do. Like, we have a community which is called the winyourbrand.org and the winyourbrand.net, which will host a speaker, coaches, and everybody can go for free, completely free for life, to be listed with your photo. You can have your own blogs over there. You can build the community. This will be launched sometime, hopefully before the new year. And whoever comes inside, there will be promotional to give them a special status. But the whole system is going for free. And people who will come and sign up for this particular advertising or a specific locations, they will pay a little bit money. It's not significantly expensive, but they'll be able to build a sustainable program. The system can fund itself. When we go to events like Get Motivated or any of these big speakers or Be Better or Best Be Best or any of these events, you go for what? You go for free. That's right. You attend one day for free. And people will buy what? People will buy what? Programs. Does this make sense? Any questions? Okay. So because each one of you took notes already, I would ask you to pick up a different color, and I may go to get you some colors as well. And can you start to figure out how much per unit you can charge on each one of these? So I'll give you like 5 minutes. Mark the one you do, and just to explain it correctly, how much money can you make per unit? What do you mean per unit? If you are selling a program one-on-one per hour, how much can you charge per hour? If you are selling an online program or even a program, a subscription-based program, how much can you charge per your subscription per month? If your subscription is per year, it's great. Write down how much money you can make per year. How much money you can make in your mind to sell a book. How much you can sell it for. How much you can sell it for a mastermind group. Per unit. So you look at what's your own definition on how much will money you can sell as a gross number per unit. I will get you some other colors so you can use them, and we can start the interaction with this one. And keep in mind, we will have lots of colors. We will use lots of colors, okay? So pick up one color and just write down how much money can you make and which one you are currently using to generate revenue. I don't want to say which one you're struggling with it to make revenue. So I also added here affiliate, so we may have a complete list of everything possible. So if somebody has an affiliate program, he make commissions on it. I just added here as extra one. So
Is that an arrow or is that a fit?
it fits with upselling.
With upselling.
You know, the problem I have with affiliate, just to you to understand, is I'm looking to launch my program, which is based on my DNA, based on me. That's right. Even if my face is not attached to it. When I'm getting affiliate from somebody, I'm actually promoting them more than me. I'm just here for the cash. It doesn't have a longevity. You will disagree with me and say, you know what? We go to Canadian Tire or to Max Store or to La Couche or any of these stores, and you'll see other products. We go to like Loblaws, and you'll see President Choice brand, or Walmart. They have the Great Value brand, which is a Walmart, and you have the other brands. I completely agree with you. Like in transactions of retail, 60% of the profit can be made. Distributions is 40% of the profit, and that's why a Coca-Cola at $2 can or a bottle will cost less than 25 cents to be sold from the source, and all the money in between are made for distribution. But we are not in the distribution business. We are not into the retail business. So if you want to carry one or two of these affiliates, especially people in fitness and in weight loss, they have a way, because they can provide this supplement as part of their program. Okay, this is my position, which is it may work for some, it doesn't work for many. However, I wouldn't be in favor if you want to establish your own. Okay. And if you are done, we can start discussion. So
So, this is sort of per person, or you do I have to look for a yearly thing?
yeah, this will be a question of what is the unit.
Okay,
So if I'm selling my membership annually, but I'm getting the money monthly, the monthly will be a promotion, that's right, for an agency. But if I'm designing my program to be monthly and I'm selling a package of 6 months, the unit will be monthly. So you are free for the unit. Okay. So after you're done with the pricing per unit, you have one in front of you.
Okay.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Can you pick up another color and type underneath besides this number? What is profit you can make, like percentage wise or dollar wise? So around the ones you build for your own, and you will go away with this information. I'm not collecting it from you back, but we'll have some discussions to try to clarify a few things. The first exercise in blue was to pick up here and put how much money you believe you can make around whatever you do right now, or whatever you want to do. The second one, how much is the profit here? To give you an idea, if I am selling an ebook for $5, how much is my profit?
$4.
$5. What will cost me to send the ebook? Yeah, I understand the platform of selling it. I may rent it like whatever platform is, but this is not part of this. I will rent it anyway, like Infusionsoft or whatever you use to deliver. I will have it anyway. So
It's not a cost.
it's not a cost for selling more products. It's a fixed cost. So if you are selling an online packages, if you are selling an audiobook, what's the profit of selling the next audiobook? It's 100%. That's right, because you already created the audiobook.
What's the profit on one-on-one? You're already there at the office.
No, the one-on-one is different, and this is what I will discuss.
Well, it's
Because on this online things, you are not presence. You put them out there, they can sell themselves. They have a fixed cost to
with
put
the
them
right tool. The right tool.
with the right tools. Yeah.
So the tool on the one-on-one is the person.
Yeah, but the person, it will be your time. You cannot do something else. Okay? And this all discussions will come into discussion because we live with our own perception. We live with our own boundaries. And the idea of this exercise is to bring out, these are the possible source of incomes. Which one do you think is more profitable?
Which one?
No, the exercise. You pick up units and you say how much money you can collect per unit. and beside it you can put the profit. How much profit you think you can make? Like for example, a book is $20. For example, what's the percentage of profitability on the book? Maybe 15, maybe 5, based on few features.
So the printing costs in that?
If there is a printing cost, it will be $15. If you print it in a different way, it might be
So
only.
that's a different delivery method. So why does the printing cost count under the books, but doesn't count under the e-books?
Because printing
Because
cost.
the delivery system is different. It could be Infusionsoft. It could be.
Because
hosting.
Amazon will charge you around 15% to reproduce your book, or you can print the books and store them in your home. So each one of these profit need to be verified with the discussion. I'm not agreeing or disagreeing. I'm saying
So
that.
I have no idea what my profits can be per unit because I don't work in those markets.
And this is why we will discuss today how these numbers and what are the percentage you can look at these numbers. This is the whole discussion of today. Okay? But usually the discussion starts from inside out, with all the due respect to the copyright of inside out. You have a copyright on it, I know. Okay, I know.
Who's this set up? That's you.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go into discussions. And as I said, like we don't give business details, but we want to just some ideas of where you stand. So who wants to give us some numbers? Sure. Okay.
ebook, $9.99.
Okay.
The actual book will be $10.
The actual book would be $20 or $19.99. Okay. Usually it's 97, which is what recommended now to use. Yeah. So let's just try to keep this discussion running. Any other numbers?
Online. I've got a webinar. I've got
Okay. What are the ranges?
$11 to $42.
So webinars can be from $11 to $47. It can also be free. Okay. Like.
Yeah, I put down seminars free. Just distinguish the two.
Okay. So seminars are free.
Yeah, could be online.
Okay. In this context, seminars, workshops, retreats has to be physical, in person.
Then still the two because I would do a free seminar.
What about workshops?
Workshops I put down anywhere from 47. Well, actually $97 would be a workshop.
I will start workshops. I will start workshops from $0 to $97 per day.
So that's why I'm calling that a seminar.
Because in a workshop you can elect to have a general seatings for free, and then a VIP seating for $97. So I know we want to make money. I understand that, but the way to make money is sometimes you don't ask for money. Have you ever heard about when you look for investor advice? When you look for advice, you get investors, and when you look for investors, you get nothing. You get an advice. It's very common in raising money for companies. When we used to go and ask people to come to invest, they will not come. They will give us advices. But if you go ask somebody for an advice, most likely he will end up being investing. So we teach in entrepreneurship this concept. If somebody will come for free for a workshop and he likes the material, what he will do? He will join my program. Does it make sense? How many of us here got into a program because they attended free sessions? That's right. What other numbers? What about keynote speaking? How much this will be? Okay, so for some people it can be somewhere between 500 up to $10,000. 5,000 to 5,000 is the magic number to get you into a speaking bureau if you want to register in a speaking bureau. And there are people who make $25,000 and Hillary Clinton will make $235,000 plus first class travels and suites and hotels per 1 day speaking engagement. Okay, and this will go to the Clinton Foundation. So there are lots of numbers here, but we are not at different stages. But just to give you an idea, what other numbers you can throw in? Especially on the arrows, which is there is no number. So
Well, I think, because I do the workshops, but they really are certification.
okay,
So I have 750 per unit.
so 750 for certification.
Yeah, and then I have upselling 790 and 920 too.
So 790
Yeah,
and
two-
920.
Yeah, so 2 programs there. No, sorry, 900 and 1100.
So 900 and 1100.
US dollars.
That's Canadian.
It doesn't matter US or Canadian. What matters is the range. That's right. Like this is a range. For me, I upsell people at much lower than the entry fees. So, somebody did not speak before can give us some suggestion for some numbers. It doesn't matter if you do. Just what is your view?
So I'm going to start a practice group. So would that be a mindset?
A practice group can be a mindset. Can be
Yeah.
in the mindset format.
So it's $50.
So this will be a $50. Okay. What's your
Mastermind theory.
300 a year? So this $50 a month or a year?
No, per session.
So this per session?
Yeah.
And this is 300 per year.
So what is 300 a year?
This is another discussion. What does it? Lena, that's another discussion. What does it entail, and how much we can borrow stuff from him? We will do this discussion today, but just I wanna focus on how much money and how big is the offer I can do. Like I can step in and say I can sell books around $50 till $9.97. So a book can be from $10 to $50 easily. That's right. So what other numbers? What about the program? How much is the program? Like the actual program you provide.
Oh, the one of the I have
Just pick up numbers because yeah.
it's 250 seconds.
So it's the session is 1 hour or 2 hours. So it's per 2 hours, which will make it around 125 an hour. There are some people around the table who will make 150 an hour.
I charge $200.
Or $200 an hour, right? How much preparation for a $200 an hour session against $100 an hour session? Okay. Who else have different set of programs other than one-on-one?
So I have a few coaches.
So what the models for group coaching?
The online coaches. So about 47 a month.
So
47 a year.
47 a year?
That's a year. That's just Friday not for
Yeah, it's not that. Like I'm not questioning. Coming back, I'm not questioning, or we are not interested to know what does it entail and where this will lead. Just for the range. Okay. Any more subscription program? Okay. And subscription program can be from $100 or from $10 a month, all the way till $5,000 a month, or maybe more. It's function of the value and the market you address.
So as an accounting package, I'm offering a yearly subscription.
It can be. It can be like what I'm doing here is And you know my style. We start at the abstract level. You are the expert. You know your authority. You know that you can say something people will really like. It doesn't matter what values they have. And it means that you have a happy face after, like, you can transfer from a sad face to a happy face. You can solve a problem. That's it. What are the formats I can do to be able to promote what I call it program? And I say what you call it because this is your own definition. Remember, when we had the discussion early on, we had the difficulties trying to distinguish seminar from workshop, from retreat, from trade shows, right? We have difficulties trying to explain, okay, so what is really certification, what is really program service, what is really upselling, what is affiliate. So your taxonomy or whatever you use to define in your business, it doesn't matter. It's a label you do, and unfortunately, we live within the limitation of the label, and we forgot that we are the one who label it in this way. I had discussions the other day with somebody who's trying to build a mastermind. I said, okay, can you do a monthly training? Oh, if we do a monthly training, it's not a mastermind. Can you do a 21 or a monthly transformational first, and then people will lag with like 5, 6 months, 10 months, so they can do like 2 months worth of work, and then people will stay in the club to enhance it for a month. This is a massage therapy kind of business building. She said, no, but if we do the first 2 months training, it will not be called mastermind. So I question, you know what? Who called it mastermind? Is you. If I call it a program, which include 10 months refreshment or engagement after the first 2 months of condensed, intense education, would you allow me to call it a program? She said, yes, but you don't call it mastermind. I said, why? So we forgot that we label and we judge, and then we want to live within these labels. We are the only one who, by the way, if you do a keynote speaking and you can do a breakout sessions for free, they will get you in. What's a breakout sessions? It's just another like you do 1 hour on the stage and the 3 hours or 6 hours of a workshop. They call it breakout. So why we don't have it here listed as breakout? Because it's just 1 day workshop. What's wrong with it? It's a half-day workshop. What's wrong? So you must free your mind and free your soul from the labels you use, because it will basically constrain the way you want to evolve your program. Does it make sense? So, do you want to have any more insight or discussions here?
What about the franchise? And
The franchise, it's somewhere in the hundreds of thousands of dollars usually, and usually it can be built as a percentage of the products or as entry fee. And there's only 2 individuals in this program who are we are building this for them, and they are not existing right now. So in 24 months, if everything will work for you right, within 24 months you should be able to sell this product out as a franchise. So you have 6 months to build it, 1 year to offer it, and after this you start to build your own franchise. This if you want to look at reasonable time frame. There are accelerated versions of it, but this is a reasonable for 80% of the time. This is how it will work. It takes 2 to 3 years to be able to franchise it. However, if you set up your program correctly for a franchising in mind, you will find this very easy when you get there. And you will also look professional in front of people here, because these people will be also receiving some other franchise based service. And then many of you give me a good comment on the workbooks we provide. Why do we provide a pre-printed workbooks? Because if you go to another franchisees in town, everything you'll have is workbooks. Because you have a better control on the delivery when you have forms and workbooks. Okay? Any questions? Which one here is the one which we should not do because it drains us a lot? The one-on-one. So no matter how you say, I will start with, no matter what we say about one-on-one, this is the one which is unlikable. And why it's unlikable?
You have a finite amount of time.
You have a finite amount of time. So this is limited with the amount of time you have. If you want to stand on a stage, it takes between 2 to 3 hours. When you are an expert, it takes between 2 to 3 hours for an hour of delivery. If you are an expert in your field, you are. By the time you get your soul in and you stand and you anchor yourself on the stage and you start to talk and sell, if you compute the amount of hours, it's at least 2 to 3 times overhead on the top of your 1 hour presentation. And don't tell me when you did the presentation 70 some times, because I have my seminar, I did more than 70 some 80 times. It takes me at least 2 hours to provide this 1 hour seminar, because I need to block everything coming to me. I need to refresh my mind. I need to focus. You have to put yourself into a piece, and then after I deliver it, I have to have at least 1 or 2 hours to wind down. How many of you here will wind down after their delivery? Because you have all of this emotional up. When we give 3 days workshops, usually it's 2 to 3 days intense preparation before, and the following 1 or 2 days are winding down. Don't ask me what I do in winding down, because in winding down is so funny. I'm trying to stop. I'm trying to break my brain. I'm trying to stop my trail of thoughts, because I want to be a normal person again. It takes about a day or 2 days. And if you don't do it like that, if you don't have these feelings in you, you are not connecting from the heart. If you connect yourself from the heart, you'll find that all of your emotion, everything you do is actually filtered through. So people need to wind down. When we go to like 3-4 half a day event, especially at night, at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night, I go home, I cannot sleep. I'm still bummed up. Is this normal?
Yeah.
Do all of you, whoever will do this seminar or workshops, will have this feeling. So the one-on-one and the keynotes, these are the things which is not, it does not show like 1 hour. It's actually more. When I do one-on-one with one or sometimes I do like one-on-one with like 3 or 4 individuals, it takes some time, at least to prepare the material. If there is a printout, to run surveys after that. So there are few things which needs to be considered when you talk about your amount. So that's why when somebody will say, okay, how much you make one-on-one, 150 is not the right number, because how long will it take you to prepare for this particular meeting? And what activities you do after? Because remember, if you are sitting with people and we call it, I don't want to use the word bullshitting them, but you sit with them and then it's like we come at 9, like a lawyer. You come at 9 and you leave at 10. And you don't do any extra work after that or any extra work before that, these people will not come again. Because they will feel when they come in, you are not prepared. And when you don't follow up with them, there is nothing, right? You need to make sure you follow up. You need to make sure you have phone calls, you text message. The danger we have with this electronics right now, electronic access, it's crazy. Like SM messages, emails, phone calls. That's right. This is computed in the $150 an hour or $250 an hour. It's not 1 hour anymore. That's right. There is nothing better than 2-3 days after the meeting, you make a phone call or you send a text message and say, oh, we talked about this, what you are doing now, how do you feel now? Nothing but because you are engaging these people. The idea I have is a sad face going to a happy face. So that's why one-on-one and the keynote speaker, especially when keynote are going and traveling different places, these are time draining situations. Okay.
What would you say speaking into the passion of the person? So for instance, if part of my purpose and where I'm fulfilled is connecting with another human being one-on-one, or really impacting a room. What do you say to that?
So will you allow me to pick up 3 words from what you said? So you talk about the passion, and what I love is what you said is the passion is drawn to impact. Okay? So passion and the impact does not need to be one-on-one. It doesn't. You can change your mind a little bit. That's the largest impact will be through what? Through reaching out. So one-on-one does not need to be the only way to do the passion and the impact. The issue or the alarm on one-on-one is what? How many hours do you have a day? 24 hours, right? And how many hours do you sleep? Normal people will sleep about 9 hours. I sleep 5 to 6. Okay? And how many hours do you work if you do a job? Like for individuals who are doing this work to build passive income or something else, usually they work in a job between, usually it's 9 hours. And how many hours do you spend for eating? You'll be surprised that in work and weekdays we spend 1 hour or 1 hour and a half. If you spend 1 hour on weekdays, on weekends you spend at least 2 hours on food operation. And we don't know, although in weekends we eat only twice. They call it brunch, and sometimes they call it late dinner, or which is not supposed to be. But however, people will prepare more food, and it's very interesting the statistics we had, and we share this information inside our standout, not to blend in. We have a full slide and full analysis on the full day of people. And then how much time do you spend to wash and dress up and do your hairstyles and stuff? You know, I told you the story about this lady who just go in. She wants to feel good. She spent like 1 hour and a half on a makeup, and she was late by like 1 hour. And then her husband will look at her and say, "You know what? You look great. However, if you go without a makeup, you look much better." So we will go and she will go and just to wash her face, you know. So she can spend like at least 2 hours a day. But on the average, people will spend 1 hour on doing normal stuff. Okay, which just basically shower, brush teeth, and stuff like that. Normal operation on the average. Okay, how many hours is 20? That's right. So you have 4 hours to do something else. And this will be where I'm going. So if I have only 4 hours here, and if you do this to 2 weekend days and 5 days, you will find that you have here 47.5 hours, which you can do whatever you like. Okay? So if you are not working 9 hours on one-on-one, you will switch them in 47. However, if you will work on 9 hours one-on-one, you can impact 9 people, each one 1 hour only. But if you develop a full program recorded of 6 hours of program production in 9 hours, which you can do, you will have the program and it can drive people forever, and it's a legacy left behind. So I love one-on-one. I learn because it also developed my knowledge, because we have this two-way interaction. I'm not telling you stop doing one-on-one. What I'm saying is we don't like the one-on-one because it's limited of the number of hours we can work on. If you are doing this as a full-time job, you are limited to 9 hours. If you are doing this as a extra on the side to maintain longevity and long future passive income, you are limited to 4 hours. And to be honest with you, if you will sleep 9 hours, if you work 9 hours, and you will have food for 1 hour and you will have to wash and take care of yourself in another hour, and you work on the second program for 4 hours, this is slavery. This is slavery model.
There's no exercise in there even.
Okay.
That 1 hour walk.
So if you want to have 1 hour, 1 hour walk, you will get this to 3 hours.
Yeah.
Usually, if you do 1 hour walk, you'll sleep less. So this is a framework. This is the rule. You know it, you break it. What do you mean break it? Is I will adapt this to whatever I do. If what I realize is, I had one of my customers. She's a physiotherapy and she has like 5 kids, and she drives about like one day she was telling me she would like drive like 9 hours. She drives all of her kids, and in between her kids' schedule, she runs her own massage practice. So she will start from the day, she will keep running all day till she comes back. The minute I put this model in front of her, she came and she challenged me. She said, no, I don't have this 4 hours. I said, if you are aware that you can have some time and you can decide what you want to do with it, you will change your life. This lady, in less than 8 months, she came out of welfare support. She became self-sustainable, because once you start to be cautious of that, you start to question now, what I'm doing is this 4 hours. People are supposed to have 4 hours. Oh, I'm driving all of these people, so now let's reschedule them, and instead of driving them, let's substitute it with LRT or bus driving, and they'll just pick up from specific spots. Let's figure out what I'm doing in my 9 hours at work. In my lunch break, what I will do. I will plan something else. So the minute we start to have more control and more awareness of what we spend every day, we make correct choices. Why we call it correct choices? Because within the input you have, the choice will make sense and you will feel good about it. Does it make sense? When I'm aware of this and I know, I said, you know what? I'm not going to this meetup. Going to meetup in Canada in particular, it's a big waste of time, because there is no value in this meetup. If you count how many hours before the meetup and how many hours you spend in the meetup and what you do after the meetup, you realize that this 4 hours or 5 hours you spend for 2 hours meetup, you can achieve a lot in it. You can design your website, you can restructure your manuals, you can make 6 phone calls to tell people about inviting them to your workshop. You can send a press release to media list informing them of your workshop. Do you know the easiest way to get your program into the media is what? Whenever you have an event, what you do? You send them to the media outlet. You make a press release, which is like a 200 word that we can talk about how we can make it. There is an email list of like 20, which between radio station, TV station, and local magazines and newspaper, 20, 25. As a matter of fact, you have 20 or 25 contact lists for the media. If you make a phone call to each one of them once a month, eventually they have a space for you and say, oh, let's just look at these guys are bugging us, let's just get them in. So how many of us here will send a press release when they do have a workshop? I may be the only one who raises his hand. How many of you here, when they have an idea of a new book, will send out a press release? So I do have access to 3,000 contacts in the business space, because what I'm doing is related to business and marketing. I just basically send them one email. So instead of spending 4 hours on a meetup, you can spend 1 hour sending this email, writing it from scratch to sending it, and you have another 3 hours to do something more better for your business than hanging around for the meetup. I only go to meetup. And believe me, I'm not talking about CIBN, BNI, BGIB, whatever acronym you have. If you ask anyone how many business you get from there, they will tell you 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 a year or less. Did you make your money from subscription? Yes, because these businesses. Can you get one business a month from there? Okay? So if you are not in the business who does it make sense? It's okay. You shouldn't do it. However, we always tune our ears to listen to people we like, not the correct advice. Sometimes I like the last one I went for because I know the organizer and I want to connect with him for a different reason. So I want to make myself fresh. So I go to connect because I have another idea. I'm not interested to recruit anybody from the meetup. How many of you here will follow up on the meetup within 1 day, within 2 days, within 1 week? How many of you, when they follow up with somebody, they are not any longer interested? So you can deliver your passion, you can deliver your impact, you can change your mindset to do a fewer hours of one-on-one because you look for the impact. So what will fulfill your passion is the impact. That's right. How you can deliver to increase this impact. It doesn't matter. You deliver it on social media, you deliver it in hugs and kisses, you deliver it in handshakes, you deliver it in one-on-one, in a workshops, in 1,000 from the stage. It doesn't matter. Tony Robbins impacts so many people without even people don't see him. That's right. Because there are means to impact. If this is what you are really about, if this is your true thing, don't hang up on the one-on-one. You do the one-on-one to create content, to feel more stronger, to build testimonial, to build test cases, and you serve people as well. But on the long term, you should consider, and I'm not here to decide for anyone, if everything here is open for discussion. Yes, ma'am.
I'm just curious because, you know, I know I have a closed mind when it comes to this, but I mean, coaching is predominantly it's a one-on-one.
Coaching, when you talk about confidential stuff, it's one-on-one. But coaching through cohort, which is a common word we use, through group coaching as a cohort, and there are also coaching and training through videos and audios. So there is alternative mean. I do know someone, which is he stand in and he said it's $100,000 a year if you want to sign up for me. And he was doing one-on-one. And this guy from Toronto, he came to again, I will sign up for it. And he gave him the check. And this was the last time Bob Proctor said, I'm doing one-on-one at all. He stopped doing one-on-one. Because somebody blocked him and paid him on the spot. The guy is from Iran, I believe, or Afghanistan. And they run a very lucrative operation in Toronto. And he was just saying, like, how much would it cost to get you to coaching? This was like 7 years ago or 10 years ago. So I said, oh yeah, I know, $100,000. There you go. You are now my coach. So coaching one-on-one have been implanted in our mind. You want to know why people implant this in our mind? Like, I was teaching in universities for 26 years. And I shared with you the story that I was somewhere. I actually meet individuals in the street right now in parking lots and stuff, and they recognize me, and sometimes I recognize them. And they come say, yeah, we remember this, we did this for us. And in the school, we didn't teach one-on-one. In the school, we teach groups between 26, the smallest classroom, up to overseas, it was like 9,000. And I still have individuals from the 9,000 that reach to me on LinkedIn and social media, and they connect with me and they share their experience and how I was able to help them at a personal level and at a technical level. Have you learned all of your life one-on-one? So why they implant in our mind that coaching is one-on-one? Why? When we go to churches or mosques or synagogue and we learn from the priest or the religious teacher over there, does he give us one-on-one?
But that's not coaching.
Does it impact people behavior? Will he stand and say, for Christmas, you guys have to donate and give the poor people? And by the end of the session, you will find 110%, 5%, 20% will stand up and give money up front. Does it allow you to be a better person? Or feel, okay, because there is a difference between be a better person and feel good. So why they implant in our mind that coaching has to be one-on-one?
Then if it's customized, Or
Because they wanted to sell us their program and to sell us the idea that everybody in that coaching program is needed. And the only way to make sense for people to say, you know what, people will need to be one-on-one. So it's like you run a country and you say, like, in this country I have 10 million people and I want to protect them. So we will recruit 5 million protection officers to protect the other 5 million. So the half of the country will be what? Police officers. That's it. It doesn't work like that. In reality, it doesn't work like that. In reality, if you are not working in the area, in a critical areas, which is none of you here are doing it, you can deliver and you can have a higher impact because you are not about one-on-one coaching. Why you do it? You do it because it's one-on-one?
No, I'm just.
You do it because it's a passion and the impact. So
I do it because people seek my service.
seek your service and
They
why,
call me, they want coaching in a very specific area,
and they pay for it.
and they pay for it.
Okay? But for your preference, do you like to do the one-on-one or you prefer to have a group? Like, do you prefer to have 4 companies around the table, not
I
one?
like both.
You like both, but
Yeah, I prefer group.
you prefer group, that's right? So in this model here, I am not judging. I am not saying this is wrong or this is right. What I am saying is, this is the playing field. When you have free time and you say, oh, you know what, yeah, I didn't have an ebook, but I have this couple of hours because I am now cautious, and thank you for Jane. She gave us cautious that we can have some free time here. That's right. So just so if you have some free times here, what you want to do with it? You want to sit in front of the TV and watch it? You know that the successful people and the rich people don't have a big TV in their homes. Successful people don't watch big TVs. They don't have big TVs. And rich people don't have expensive imported cars. So if you, for example, don't have an ebook or don't have a blog and you have a couple of hours, you can look at this wheel and say, you know what I want to design now. Oh, let me design a mobile app. You know, I don't know how to write a mobile app, but I can design it. I can say I need an application, and I will do like 4 icons, and each icon will say something, and then I have my design and I can find help to realize my mobile app. I don't have enough in my blog. I don't have an ebook. Let me do an ebook. You know, I don't have a book yet. What about I use this 2 hours or 4 hours or whatever hours to design a book? What about marketing more? So this is a wheel of how we can make money in this business, which is selling information. Do you agree? Any outstanding questions?
Copyright 2017 Win Your Brand. All rights reserved. This video is subject to copyright owned by Win Your Brand. Any reproduction or republication of all or part of this video is expressly prohibited, unless Win Your Brand has explicitly granted its prior written consent. All other rights reserved.